Thank you very much. Appreciate this. Thank you, Chairman. I'm sorry to come late, but we had some partisan festivities in the Judiciary Committee this morning that pulled us over the time. Um, Let me ask Professor Zuckman, if I may. Fair to say that underreporting is rampant in our tax system and that there is abundant revenue that could be collected from simple enforcement measures?
Thank you, Senator. I think this is fair to say. According to the best available estimates, the top 1% underreports about 20% of its income. I'm not saying that it would be possible
That was the
easily.
question I was about to get to, which is you agree with me that underreporting is rampant and that there is significant revenue to be collected from simply enforcing the existing laws, correct?
I do agree with this statement.
And then further than that, your evidence seems to show that underreporting is bigger and worse higher up the income scale than it is for people who are ordinary wage earners. Is that also true?
This is absolutely correct, Senator.
Um, and if you are one of those high earners, what is your likelihood of being audited compared to that of, say, a poor earned income tax credit recipient? Where is the IRS dedicating its attention now?
Unfortunately, today, the likelihood is about the same. Due to dramatic budget cuts, the IRS has reduced its audit rates on the wealthy very significantly over the last decade.
And it's likely to be a slightly more complicated scheme at the high income level than from an earned income tax credit recipient, correct?
Absolutely.
So it takes a little bit more skill on the part of the auditor.
This is true.
Okay, so let's move it up one last step, and that is people who aren't just underreporting, but are actually setting up mechanisms to avoid taxes, where there's really deliberate planning underway, whether it's through shell corporations or through offshore entities or through trust devices. Is that a separate and more rampant category for enforcement?
There is significant evasion among the wealthy that involves such sophisticated schemes. Offshore wealth and income that's not properly reported, evasion through complex businesses, networks of closely held businesses, and uh, uncovering that form of evasion requires specific resources within the IRS to fund specialized audits.
Precisely. This is the hard work. This is more complicated, correct?
Absolutely.
And with respect to shell corporations, we just gave Treasury a tool to find who the true beneficial owners are. What is your expectation about the IRS taking advantage of that information to help protect against tax evasion and avoidance?
I think there is great potential there. It is absolutely correct that Treasury and the IRS have access to more information about the owners of shell companies, about the owners of foreign bank accounts, and by putting resources in systematically using that information, it would be possible to reduce tax evasion among the rich quite significantly.
So I don't know if your expertise extends this far. This will be my last question. But let's just say that we were to crack down on offshore locations that allow people to hide their income and their assets from not just the US authorities, but from any authorities. Would there be collateral benefits to that transparency, to shining that spotlight beyond just US tax collection?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There would be benefit for other countries as well if there was an effort on the part of the US at fostering more financial transparency. There's a lot of financial opacity today. Financial transparency would benefit the world as a whole.
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman, for this. I'll just flag, we're working on this in other committees as well, that the way that these dark economy enterprises support international criminal cartels, support kleptocrats, support enemies of our country who are planning against our country, but use the shelter of the banking system for the assets they have stolen. This goes beyond just tax collection. It gets into a whole variety of even national security implications. So I'm grateful for you calling this hearing, and I apologize again for being a late arrival.